The quiet evening was shattered by the roar of a Harley-Davidson as a group of bikers sped through the streets of Los Angeles. Among them was Derek "Dagger" Shaw, a man who took pride in his rough demeanor and reckless behavior. He laughed loudly, tossing an empty beer can onto the road as his gang rode into a dimly lit alleyway. That's when he noticed the dog. A muscular pit bull with a sleek black coat was sitting quietly outside a convenience store. Its intelligent eyes observed the world with calm indifference, not bothering anyone, simply waiting as if it understood, something that no one else did. Dagger smirked, saying to his gang, "Hey, watch this," as he chuckled and swung his boot forward. His steel-toed boot struck the dog's side with a sickening thud. The pit bull yelped and stumbled, but instead of running away, it stood its ground, eyes locked onto him with something strange. Not fear, not submission, just understanding. "Ha! You see that?" The little mutt didn't even fight back. Dagger sneered. His gang laughed, though a few shifted uncomfortably. From across the street, a man sitting in a parked black Aston Martin lowered his sunglasses, sharply observing the scene, his grip on the steering wheel tightening at the moment Dagger kicked the dog. Jason Statham had just witnessed everything unfold. Jason stepped out of his car with a controlled, deliberate movement. He wasn't simply some Hollywood actor at that moment. He wasn't a celebrity. He was something far more dangerous. Clad in a black leather jacket, fitted jeans, and combat boots, he walked toward the bikers like a shadow creeping up on its prey. The pit bull, Max, saw him and wagged his tail, knowing Jason had arrived. Dagger noticed the man approaching and scoffed. "What, you got a problem, old man?" Jason tilted his head, his expression unreadable. He was not in the mood for conversation. His focus was entirely on Max. Kneeling down, Jason inspected his dog, his fingers tracing the spot where the biker had kicked him. Max let out a low rumble, his version of assuring Jason he was okay. Slowly, Jason stood up, turning his gaze to Dagger. His voice was low and controlled. "That's my dog." The laughter from the gang died instantly. Some of them recognized him. Jason Statham had entered the scene now, the Jason Statham known for his action roles, martial arts skills, and real-life fighting abilities. Dagger's bravado wavered for a moment, but he quickly masked it with a cocky smirk. "So it's just a dog?" Jason stepped forward, and the air around him shifted, becoming heavier and more dangerous. "Kick him again," Jason said, his voice eerily calm. Dagger blinked in confusion. Jason's jaw tightened. "Go ahead, kick him again." The biker hesitated. His gang was silent now, no longer laughing. Some took a step back, sensing the change in atmosphere. Jason's stare was unwavering. Dagger scoffed. "Whatever, man, I don't have time for this," and turned to leave. But Jason's hand shot out, grabbing Dagger's wrist with lightning speed. The biker yelped as Jason twisted his arm, forcing him to his knees in one fluid motion. His grip was ironclad, unbreakable. "You thought it was funny," Jason said, his voice dangerously low. Did he look like he was laughing? Dagger gritted his teeth, struggling against Jason's hold, but it was useless. The gang stood frozen, not daring to intervene. Jason leaned in, his voice a whisper. "You picked the wrong dog." Then, without warning, he released Dagger, scrambling. To his feet, Dagger rubbed his wrist, his face burning with humiliation as he glanced at his gang. "You're lucky I don't have time for this," he spat, backing away. "Come on, let's go." The gang hesitated, then followed. Jason watched them leave with an unreadable expression. He knelt beside Max, running a hand over his fur. "You okay, mate?" Max licked his hand. Jason smiled. "Good boy." Yet deep inside, Jason knew this wasn't over. Not yet. Dagger was not the type to let things go. His pride was wounded, and in his world, that meant one thing: payback. That night, he gathered 5 of his toughest guys and rode to Jason's house, armed and ready. The plan was to teach Statham a lesson. What they didn't realize was that Jason was already anticipating their arrival. The moment they stepped onto his property, the security lights flashed on and a voice rang out. "I was hoping you'd come back." Jason stood at the top of the steps, calm as ever, with Max by his side, a silent guardian. Dagger sneered, "You think you're tough, old man? Let's see how tough you are when it's 6 against 1. Jason rolled his shoulders. 6? That's generous. The first guy charged at Jason, who sidestepped, grabbed the man's arm, and flipped him over his shoulder, slamming him onto the pavement. The second guy swung a bat. Jason ducked, twisted the man's arm, and the bat went flying. A single punch to the ribs sent the biker gasping to the ground. Dagger watched in shock as Jason took down 4 men in under 10 seconds. Jason's eyes locked onto Dagger. Still think it's funny? Dagger panicked, reaching for a knife, but then froze at a deep, menacing growl that rumbled from behind him. Max, the pit bull, stepped forward, eyes locked on Dagger, teeth bared. Jason gave a simple nod. "Go ahead, boy." Max lunged, not to bite, but to knock Dagger down, pinning him under his powerful frame. Jason crouched beside him. "Here's how this works. You're going to apologize to Max." Dagger gulped. What? Jason leaned in. "Say it." Dagger swallowed hard. I'm sorry." Jason patted Max. "Good boy. Let him go." Max stepped back, and Dagger scrambled to his feet, humiliated and terrified. Jason's voice turned cold. "If I ever see you hurt another dog or anyone, we won't be having a conversation next time." Dagger ran, his gang following. Jason sighed and looked at Max. "What do you say, mate? Dinner?" Max wagged his tail. Justice had been served. The news spread quickly. Dagger and his gang were done. No one wanted to be associated with the guy, who got taken down by Jason Statham and his dog. As for Max, he received an extra steak that night. Jason knew one thing for certain: some lessons must be taught the hard way.